Wow, I can't believe that just happened. The New York Mets just traded for Francisco Lindor. Hey you guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking about the blockbuster trade that just happened with the Cleveland Indians and the New York Mets, and I'm going to be going over each player, and I'm also going to be talking about which side won, and yeah, I'm just going to get right into it. So the trade itself consisted of the New York Mets trading away infielders Andres Gimenez, Ahmed Rosario, right-hand pitcher Josh Wolf, and outfielder Isaiah Green. And then in return, obviously, the Mets got Francisco Lindor and pitcher Carlos Carrasco. So Francisco Lindor obviously is probably the most well-known name out of all of these players, and I'm just really shocked that he ended up going to a team like the New York Mets. You know, they got a new owner and they're trying to be competitive right out of the gate. So with that new owner coming in, he basically wants to, you know, make Mets baseball competitive again. So I'm going to be going over each player right now. With the acquisition of Francisco Lindor, or Mr. Smile, he is 27 years old. He is a switch hitter. He throws right. He's a 4-time All-Star shortstop, 2-time Gold Glover, and a 2-time Silver Slugger. Like I said, Francisco Lindor is probably the most well-known out of all these names. He's like one of the best shortstops in all of baseball, and he's really a true like joy to watch. And I think the Mets just like really got a really good player overall, and I'm really excited to see him in Mets blue. The next player I'm going to be talking about is Carlos Carrasco. Carlos Carrasco is a right-handed pitcher, 2-time American League Comeback Player of the Year, a Roberto Clemente Award winner, and he was the 2017 American League wins leader. And he also overcame cancer. So in my opinion, I think Carlos Carrasco just like in itself, he overcame a lot obviously with cancer, and he's a pretty decent pitcher. And with the pitchers that the Mets already have, with Noah Syndergaard, Jacob deGrom, and Marcus Stroman, adding Carlos Carrasco to that rotation makes it one of the top rotations in all of baseball. And I think just adding him is really gonna just bolster it up. It's gonna make it really better for the Mets trying to reach the playoffs this season. I'm gonna be talking about the new Indians acquisitions. So the first Indians player that I'm gonna be talking about is Ahmed Rosario. Ahmed Rosario, he bats right, throws right. He's 25 years old, has spent his whole baseball career with the Mets, and has a career batting average of .268, and has 32 home runs and 148 RBIs. I think Ahmed Rosario he's a pretty average shortstop, but honestly, like the infield for the Indians, I think them getting Ahmed Rosario would help out a lot, because they have the third baseman Ramirez, and with the departure of Carlos Santana, their whole infield, like there's not many well-known names, and I don't even think they have that many good of bats. So adding Ahmed Rosario and with the departure of Francisco Lindor will really help with that. The next player that they traded for was Andres Gimenez. Andres Gimenez bats left, throws right, is only 22 years old, and is a shortstop and second baseman. So with adding him, I think it'll add just like another dimension to the Indians, with basically them just adding more depth to their bench. And he's also super young, so they can really develop him and maybe make him into the next Francisco Lindor. But I mean, only time will tell. The next player that the Indians got was Josh Wolf. Josh Wolf is a right-handed pitcher, is only 20 years old, and only posted up minor league ERA of 3.38 with only 12 strikeouts in his career. I think Josh Wolf, just seeing some of the pitching arsenals that he has and some of his highlights, I think he's going to be a decent pitcher for the Indians, and obviously the Indians can really develop pitchers with Trevor Bauer, Shane Bieber, Mike Clevenger, and then Carlos Carrasco too, if you want to throw him on there. So I think the Indians will do a good job with Josh Wolf. He's still young, and so we have to really see how he pans out in the next couple of years. The next player that I'm going to be talking about is Isaiah Green. Isaiah Green bats left, throws left, is only 19 years old, and he plays outfield. So I'm not 100% sure about Isaiah. I think again, he's still young, and he's going to be in the minor leagues for a little while, and the Indians just got to really see like what they can really get out of him, what his whole like potential worth is. So I think getting him, again, just time will tell and see how good he'll end up being for them. I think overall that this trade is really huge for both franchises, but obviously the clear winner right now is the New York Mets with getting Lindor and Carrasco, because with adding Lindor to the New York Mets, their infield's gonna look probably like one of the best infields in all of baseball. They got Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, and then they'll have Francisco Lindor, and they'll even have Todd Frazier at third base. So those are a lot of pretty good names just in their infield alone, and then adding Carrasco to the Mets starting pitcher rotation with Noah Syndergaard, Jacob deGrom, Marcus Stroman, and then adding him, this team's going to look pretty dangerous, just like the Padres also, but I think the Padres are a little bit better than the Mets right now because they just have more superstars and a better roster overall. But I definitely think the Mets are going to be a playoff contender team, and they're going to be, they're going to be a force to reckon with going forward. I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and see you in the next vid.